Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 5 of the Fourth and Long podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Ross Allen, and this week I'm once again joined by the baldness of Jalen Johnson. How you doing, Jalen?
I'm actually getting my hair back a little bit, okay? The
Ooh,
cancer's starting to give up. I'm
ooh,
saying I'm winning.
respect. That's probably the only thing you've ever won in your
I got
life,
the
isn't it?
eyebrows back. Bro, we played football together, bro. We got
Yeah, I know.
championships, man.
We also got fucked up a couple seasons.
Yes, we did. Yes, we
Okay. So, of course, there has just been a shit ton of stuff that went down last week. Um,
hmm
and I think we should just hop right into it.
All
Let's
right.
start it off with the our newer segment that we introduced last week. Of course, it's the Things in Sports We Hate segment. And this week, I want you to start off, Jalen. What do you hate?
I hate that people and the commentators and all these sports analysts, when a player in any sport has a one bad week or a bad fight or something, and they just trash them immediately like they haven't done anything else before in their career.
That is a very valid thing to hate. What drives you crazy about it the most?
It's just like it's these players. They're human beings too, and they dedicate their lives to their sport. And then it's like a lot of the time when this like it'll be like Tom Brady, even though I do hate Tom Brady
Fuck Tom Brady.
and the Patriots.
Yep, fuck you guys.
Got to get that out there.
Of course.
Tom Brady will have a week where he only goes like 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, and like 2 interceptions. It'll be like, is it time for Brady to retire? But then the rest of the season, he's thrown for like 500 yards. His team hasn't lost. And then that one bad week happens, and he's like, is Tom Brady really one of the best quarterbacks ever?
Hey, I mean that's what.
Really?
See, that's what happens when you have people like Max Kellerman on the morning sports shows just trying to make a knee jerk reaction to every single thing that goes on over the week.
Yeah, and it doesn't make any sense. And then it's like, and then like even when they do overreact, when it's not really negative, but it's like a over positive. Brady
Mm-hmm.
will throw for 300 yards and 5 touchdowns. Should Brady play for 10 more seasons? No, he's 40.
Oh, the sports world is so good at doing that. It's all about the
It just
overreactions.
makes no sense.
It's all about the headlines and ratings. You know,
Yeah,
it's whack. But that I do
it's terrible.
agree. I hate that as well. But the thing I hate this week, and every week, of course, is for whatever fucking reason, the officiating in the NFL has just gone down the shitter the last couple of years, and I don't know what the hell's going on. It's
Yeah,
just
I think it's time that we have full time refs. I think it's time.
it's been time for a while, but it's just these
Yeah.
constant bad calls that,
Did
especially
you see
as a
the
Broncos
games on
fan, it
Sunday?
fucking hurts me because Broncos got
Yeah.
screwed again over the week.
Yeah.
Well, of course, we know that last week they had one of the worst roughing the quarterback calls I've ever seen, and also gave an extra second to the Bears so they could kick a game-winning field goal and move on. And then
Yeah.
on Sunday, uh, the the Broncos got a touchdown taken away because the official called holding on Emmanuel Sanders. Emmanuel grabbed the inside of the chest for maybe a second and then let go, and I guess that was enough for a holding call.
Yeah, no, they're just throwing flags. They're getting flag happy.
Oh my
Doesn't make
god!
any damn sense,
But then
but it's
also
what they're doing.
you got I think it was a line play. I forget who it was, but he had one of the most blatant face masks tackle against him.
Miles Sanders
Yeah, he got
almost decapitated him.
it looked like he was trying to rip his head off, and nothing.
Oh,
Normally, you have these refs that are
nothing.
so flag happy and throw a flag when Tom Brady gets his helmet touched by the fingertip of a Chiefs defender. But if someone gets their helmet ripped off, almost taking their head with it, nothing.
It's because refs think you should be all or nothing. If you're gonna be a penalty, you go all the way with that penalty. You don't act like you didn't do it.
You decapitate him, and then maybe I'll throw the flag.
His head turned almost all the way around.
They actually took the helmet, spun 180 degrees, and then it got taken off. That was so
Exactly.
egregious. It's just stupid.
And it's lucky his head wasn't all the way locked in because the head turned just as much as the helmet did.
Ex-
That's it.
He will have looked like an owl.
Exactly. He's lucky that the helmet started to slip off around like 130 degrees, and then by the time it hit 180, it was on like his
I don't
forehead.
even want to exaggerate like Max Kellerman does in all those other schmucks. Fuck you, Skip Bayless.
Yeah, no.
But his head was legitimately almost taken off. It was brutal.
That was like, it's legit. His head was almost 100% turned around.
Yeah, but the court, Jalen, yeah, fuck trashing players. Fuck the knee-jerk reactions that are so constant in the sports world. And
Yeah, no,
the NFL
it's
officials
terrible.
specifically, we can even throw in the MLB umps. Get your shit together, please. You're ruining the game.
Yeah,
Honestly, they're ruining the game.
yeah. You need to know what a strike is and what a ball is. And then if you are, like, I understand some refs, you see stuff differently.
Hmm.
The box they have on TV is going to just kind of be just kind of like a guessing zone
Hmm.
of where it is. But when you make one call for a pitch and that's your strike zone, that's your strike zone.
Exactly.
Okay?
That leads
So
right
when
into
another pitcher
what
throws
what.
that same exact pitch,
Hmm.
yeah.
That
But,
leads right into what. Fortunately, you couldn't be here today because he pussied out. But Ray, we were talking. He said that he hates that umpires are so calling balls and strikes, and of
yeah.
course, I've already given my piece on this. I 100% agree.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Like if you call one strike a strike, you know what I'm saying?
I
And
just
that's your area. You think that area is in. If the pitcher's then is going to adjust. Well, okay,
mhm.
that's a strike zone. So
All I
if he throws
want
it there again, you can't be like that's a ball.
exactly. All I want is to know what a strike is, and I want to know what a ball is. That's all I want. Is that really too much to
Yes,
ask for?
I feel like
It
it's
might
not.
be, man. But
It's just
yeah.
it makes no sense. It's something that needs to be worked on. I don't. I think a lot of people have been saying that they need to go into like robot umps and stuff like that. I
Yes.
feel like I like the authenticity. I like the authenticity of human refs. I feel like they just need to get their shit together.
See,
I
fuck
feel
off.
like having robot umps and
I
stuff, it
couldn't give
just
a shit
makes
about
the sport.
authenticity. I just want the right calls. At the end of the day, that's all
Yeah,
that matters.
no, but I feel like we want the right calls, but I feel like some of the greatest plays in history, if we were to look back at them, there was like something that got really close to holding that wasn't really holding. And I feel like if we start putting robots and stuff there, there's only so much we could say don't call.
We're going to put in the
It
robots now. We're
says,
going to gaze. They took our jobs. This is what we're going to get after
yeah,
this.
They took our job! They took our job! They took your job! They took our job! They took your job!
and it's like a lot of this time, it's like there's a lot of unique situations that require certain calls that you wouldn't be able to catch.
Hmm.
And I feel like if we have robots, we're setting too much of an
See,
exact.
the
Like
robots
there
are
needs to be an
that's the
exact.
thing. The robots are just going to be there for balls and strikes, which I'm 100%
Yeah.
okay with. Yeah. But to your
Okay.
credit,
Yeah, I wouldn't
if
mind
it
that.
starts
Yeah.
to span to actually like looking at calls, out calls and stuff like that, that's a little gray area. But if they're just
Yeah, because
calling a
it's too
ball and a
much of a gray
strike,
area.
send it, please.
Yeah. If it's just a ball or strike, I can live with that. But if we're trying to make
Exactly.
like actual
Oh,
like
of course.
eyeball calls,
Nah.
it can't. Because it's like I feel like sometimes it'd be like, oh, the cloth, but his glove touched the cloth,
You gotta have
or
some
just slight
human in
bit of
there,
the
of
cloth.
course.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes it's a humanistic call,
Yeah. But
and
of
I feel like
course,
that's we need to keep it. Yeah.
yeah. But of course, with that, that is our things in sports we hate segment. It's always fun to start with that. I think just get a lot of anger off my chest because it
Yeah.
feels good. Little group therapy on the radio, of course. But transition from that, we had a busy NFL week, and
Yes,
I
we
just want to
did.
take a look at the top five power rankings according to uh, dumb shits at ESPN. So we still got fucking New England in number one.
Hmm.
Unsurprisingly, because they just the Jets weren't going to do shit against them, and that's exactly what happened. So yeah, they're just
Yeah.
still won. I'm fine with that, I guess. It hurts to say, but they've been just absolutely dominant, even though they've played jokes of teams. But you can't discard the fact
Yeah.
that they've been
Right
winning.
now, yardage wise, they're they're out playing their opponents like 1,200 to like 587
Oh,
yards.
that's not right. In number two,
Not at all.
we got obviously the Kansas City Chiefs next.
Yeah, obviously
Yeah,
they're
where
going
else were they
crazy.
going to be? I guess it was a little close with Baltimore, but nah. Oh, I hate these top two teams so much. Why they had to be so good? Number three, we have the Los Angeles Rams. This one, I
Understandable.
think they might be a little high, but
I feel like that might be a little high, but at the same time, I still think they're like top five,
yeah.
six.
Obviously, until these teams are great last year, until they actually lose a game, then they're going to be at the top. It's kind of a given.
Yeah,
Number
it's like if
four,
you were good last year and you're
Mhm.
doing good this year, yeah, it's just gonna.
number four and five, it kind of surprised me, especially because of where I saw them at the beginning of the year. Four, we have the
Hmm.
Cowboys, who are still 3-0. I think the most surprising
I think that's
thing
about
to
to
me
change.
is that former Boise State quarterback Kellen Moore is actually running a really, really good offense right now.
Yeah,
I, I
definitely.
just wasn't expecting that, but good for him. That's pretty damn cool that he's been able to go under the Clapper Jason Garrett and make a solid offense out of them. Of course, I have all the weapons anyway, but still gotta have something to
Yeah,
call on the plays.
no, but I feel like are we gonna have the Cowboy experience of them going 4-0 or 3-0 and then going downhill from here, or are they gonna have a dominant season?
You talk about the experience that they have been relevant for the past almost 2 decades.
Yeah,
But of course, we had those annoying ass Cowboy fans that tried to make it about them every year. America's team, America's team, my ass. Nah, America,
no,
majority of America hates the Cowboys. Let's be real here.
to be honest.
It's so annoying. Number five, we had the Green Bay Packers, which beat the Broncos over the weekend in a
Yeah,
kind of a sloppy game by Aaron Rodgers,
yeah, it was.
which was kind of surprising to see that out of him. I know the Broncos defense is good. They're kind of underperforming right now, though. But
True.
Aaron Rodgers looked a little uncomfortable. He wasn't even
I feel like
sacked,
the
but
Packers have gotten. I feel like they're ranked really high because a lot of their games have been really close, just like
then
chance
the
losses
Bears, yeah.
by the. Yeah,
Of course, Aaron
so
only went 17 for 29 with 235 yards and one touchdown, which is something you don't see very often out of him.
yeah, no, not at all. I don't see the Packers holding up. To be honest, I mean, if they do, great, but I don't see them holding up this whole season,
I,
staying in this top five.
I'm still going to say strongly my prediction that um, that they'll make the playoffs because the Vikings barely edged them out for a spot. You're going to have either you're going to have three teams in the NFC North that make the playoffs. In the Bears win division with the Vikings and the Packers taking the wild card, or it's going to be the Bears and then the Vikings. I don't see the Packers. I know that they just beat the Vikings, but
Hmm.
I'm just you gotta question the longevity. A-Rod's been hurt the last couple of years. I want to see if he can actually make it through a season right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for.
Same thing with Carson Wentz too. Man, those Eagles can't catch a damn break, and
Yeah, he
Aguilar
almost
can't
hurt
catch a
himself
damn
spiking a
ball.
ball. Yeah, did you hear about that Eagles fan? There was a fire, I guess, and
Yeah.
they were catching babies at the window. He said he was catching babies, unlike Angle. I thought that was
That
hilarious.
was amazing. I was actually a lot of respect to Nelson Aguilar for how he handled that. He invited that fan to on Twitter. He thanked that fan for serving his community like that, and then he invited him to a game. That's a solid way to handle it. I respect that.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean,
It's a funny ass joke
Eagles
though.
fans have always been, yeah, Eagles fans have always been really hard. I
They're the
was
fans
really not expecting
that
that.
hit Sienna with snowballs. They're the worst. They have to be the
Yeah,
biggest
yeah.
assholes in all of sports.
Not
Maybe
the
top
Colts.
three asshole
Still the
fans.
Colts.
Cowboys, or let's go, Dallas, Boston, and Philadelphia. Worst fans in the world.
The
Or at
49ers.
least in America. I don't know. I don't give a shit about the rest of the world. America's all that matters anyway.
49ers pretty
Really?
trash fans.
Yeah, I remember San Francisco fans did put a Dodgers fan in a coma like a couple years ago. So,
Yeah, and they
There's
killed
that.
a Raiders fan a couple years before
oh,
that.
yeah, did they like shank a Raiders fan to death?
Yeah, in the parking lot after a game.
Yeah.
It's like after you
honorable
kill someone,
mention.
you're automatically in the top 5 for for the rest of your life. This
Yeah.
season, though, I would say the Colts are probably up there right now because for
Oh,
booing
just for
Andrew
booing
Luck.
Andrew Luck. Yeah, fuck the Colts.
That's just classless. That's a
Right.
guy who gave you everything, and then he's hurt because for playing for your team,
right.
and he announces his retirement because he wants to be able to play with his kids when he's older, and you're like, "Fuck you."
So you go
Your
from
kids
that
don't deserve a child.
exactly. So going from that quarterback, let's look at a few quarterbacks this weekend that had their first NFL starts.
Yeah.
Most importantly, Daniel Jones. Oh my
Yeah.
god! Did Gettleman
Uh,
actually do something right in New York?
I think he might have done something right. I mean, I'm not. I don't think.
Dude.
Like, I need to see a couple more games, but
Well, of
for
course.
a debut, that no interceptions, a comeback win, not just a win.
Biggest comeback,
comeback
win,
win.
or like what? Second biggest win in Giants history.
Yeah. And 2 passing touchdowns. Didn't he have 2 rushing
Two
touchdowns?
rushing. His first touchdown of his career was a rushing touchdown. Is this guy actually
Exactly.
mobile too? Do we
2
have
passing
a
touchdowns,
white
2 rushing
mobile
touchdowns.
quarterback in the league to watch out for?
Yeah.
John Elway
It's-
2.0.
It's just.
Daniel Jones. John Elway 2.0.
It's just. Okay, let's not go too far.
Well, if we really want to go too far, I think we have enough. Oh,
Steve
no.
Young.
Yeah, I was about to say that, but I had to laugh a little bit. Yes, we got the next Steve Young in the NFL right now. In
Yeah.
Daniel Jones.
But I feel like I need to see a couple more weeks and see what he does.
Yep.
But for a debut, I say he had a pretty great debut.
That's 23 for 36, 336 yards, 20 yards rushing, 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns, no interceptions, and the comeback win. I think that's just about as good as you can do on a debut. All right.
Definitely.
Next, besides him, is Colin Allen, backup quarterback for the Panthers. Went 19 for 26, 261 yards. You hear that, you think, all right, that's pretty good. But then 4 touchdowns, no interceptions in the win.
That's pretty good.
I'm sure you're watching this one closely, given that they beat the Cardinals.
Yeah, I was actually I was there in the stadium for this one.
You went for
hurt
that?
to
Oh,
watch.
that's right. You did go for that game.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
No, I mean he's really accurate. No, he seems like a great quarterback. I feel like Cam needs to get his stuff together because watching him in person, that actually looks like someone who could take Cam's job because he was
Right.
throwing better than Cam.
Right?
And he was still able to he was escaping in the pocket. I mean, he didn't run a lot, but like his escapability in the pocket was enough.
You could
and,
get the
like,
ball
Cam's
more
been
than 20
struggling
yards
all
down the
year.
field, too.
Yeah. So, and Cam was struggling a lot. And so it made the rest of the team look really bad. And we were starting to question a lot of other positions.
Mhm.
But watching, not Daniel Jones, Kyle and Allen play this week, it was like the rest of the team looked amazing. And like the defense was able to play the way they wanted to play because they weren't down the entire game. So it was like
Look
it
what a
really made
productive
Cam
offense
Newton look a
does
little bit
for
bad.
defense. Crazy, huh? Who would have
Yeah,
thought?
exactly.
Who would have thought?
who would have thought?
And besides that, we have Mason Rudolph for Pittsburgh. He went 14 for 27, 174 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and lost to the Niners. This was a you can say unproductive outing for him. His first start, he looked promising in the second half of last week's game after Big Ben went out, but the Niners actually have a decent defense. It's not like they're just going to run over the Niners. He has
And I mean they held their own for the most
Yeah.
part. They held their own. I'm pretty sure it was 21-24.
Yeah, it was a close game. I still think
Yeah,
Mason
it was a
Rudolph
close game.
has the potential to become a starter Dare I say the replacement for Big Ben?
Yeah. I feel like he can do it. I feel like for his first start, I feel like that was a pretty good outing for what we would expect from a rookie. I feel like he's not 100% developed
Daniel
yet.
Jones is not.
Wait, what?
typical.
Mason Rudolph's not a rookie. He's a second year, isn't he?
Yeah, but it was his first start.
Second
yeah,
year.
he was drafted
Yeah,
last
this
year.
is like
out of
his
Oklahoma
first.
State.
Yeah, out of Oklahoma, yeah. So I feel like for his first start, that was what we would expect. I feel like compared to the other starts from rookies and stuff like that, I feel like it made him look bad. But I feel like it wasn't that bad. I feel like it was just a lot lately. We've been having a lot of great first games lately.
That's
so
what's
we were
weird about
expecting
this
a lot
league
more,
this
but I feel
year.
like that. Yeah, a lot of people there hasn't been really like a lot of rookies that have underperformed. Most rookies have been doing what we expected them to do, or over what we expected them to.
It's crazy.
Expected them to do.
It's a new NFL.
Yeah.
Where we got rookies coming their first year and actually balling out. It's crazy.
I'm liking it. I like it.
It just makes for more fun. But from
Exactly.
that, let's move into what I want to do this week is week 3 overreactions. We got 6 topics I want to talk about. And are they going to be overreactions or actually just underreactions? Or maybe this is just right, you know? So first one. Is it time to start Dwayne Haskins? Or it is time to start Dwayne Haskins. Overreaction or underreaction? Or just right?
I feel like just bit of overreaction. Almost just right. I feel like we need one more week.
He's
I feel
close.
like one more week.
Especially
I feel like it's close.
I definitely disagree with putting him in the second half of that game. Last night, Bears at Redskins, that was an ugly-ass game. Yeah, Case Keenum throwing 3 interceptions. I think they're all in the... And then he also had the fumble. It was just abysmal. But I would not want to throw an unproven Dwayne Haskins rookie into that Bears defense.
No, that's not a first game that you want.
That's how you Josh Rosen.
Unless he's starting the season. Yeah, you don't start somebody's first game against one of the best defenses in the league second half. So they're already hot, feeling themselves, and then you got to throw them into fire. And you don't do that.
Don't do that. Next, the Bills are going to make the playoffs this year.
I feel like that's an overreaction.
Overreaction all the way. They're 3-0 right now. They're moving to their first test of the season next week.
Yeah, but so are the Lions.
Technically, the Lions are still unbeaten. They had that tie because they blew it in Glendale. But
yeah.
Hey, I don't know. The Bills are surprisingly right now.
I would
that's
give
an
them
overreaction. We'll see next week when they actually play the Patriots,
yeah.
and then probably just get ran like usual.
If they hold their own by the Patriots, then we'll start considering. But
exactly.
No.
They realistically can win a lot of games, but right now I don't want to. I'm just going to listen.
It's too soon. It's way too soon.
We covered this earlier. Daniel Jones is the right pick for New England or for New York. Sorry.
I feel like this is an overreaction. I feel like this one's just right. I feel like he was the right pick for them. I feel like he goes in well. I'm not saying like he's not the right pick to be like the new Eli Manning of when Eli Manning was doing good.
Yep.
But I feel like he fits into their system. I feel like based off of how he played in his first week, he goes great into the offense. So
yep.
I feel like this was the right pick. Not saying like it's just like the best pick in the draft.
No, it was still a reach.
This was the right pick for them.
Still a reach.
It was still a reach.
Imagine how great people would be talking about Gettleman if they got Daniel Jones in the second round and he still did as well as he did yesterday or on Sunday.
Or even if they took him with their later pick. They had 2 first-round picks. If they were just taking him with the second pick and gotten someone else to the first, I feel like that's always going to be a thing. No matter how good he does, I feel like either way, you still could have got him with your second first round and gotten somebody else with your first.
Yeah, I agree. So, that would have been a better way to go.
Like
you got Gettleman. So now, overreaction, underreaction. The Jets are worse than the Dolphins. And I am willing
That's
to say that this is definitely overreaction. Yeah.
Definitely. No one's worse
Come
than the
on
Dolphins.
now.
The Dolphins
Just
are
look
trash.
at the rosters, too. Who the
What- how
Dolphins
many-
got. And then
The
at least
Dolphins
one
haven't
team has
scored
Le'Veon.
14 points yet this season.
Exactly. Of course, we're going to see that matchup twice.
I think they're at 13. I think they're at 13.
It's bad. But that is definitely an overreaction. What?
Yeah, definitely.
Next one, the Detroit Lions are making the playoffs. Is an overreaction, of course.
Yeah, no, I feel like it's overreaction. I feel like they struggled really bad against the Cardinals late in that game in week 1. Week 2 was a really surprising win against the Chargers. I feel like the Chargers played really sloppy, and in return, the Lions ended up taking advantage of a late game mistake, and they ended up winning that one by chance. And then, who they played this week? I totally forgot who they played this week.
This week, the Lions ended up going against the Eagles, where they barely won that game.
Yeah.
With the
So I
battered
feel like
Eagles
they're
game.
Yeah, I feel like and they almost tried to take out another starting running back.
Yeah.
But-
right. But if
I
we're
feel
being realistic,
like,
the
yeah.
Lions still have 6 games against the Packers, Bears, and Vikings. That's probably 4 to 6 losses right there.
I feel like they're playing way too close of games to consider them playoff bound team.
They
at the
can't
moment.
keep this up.
It's like all their games are way too. And then the teams that are playing, no offense to the teams that they have played, other
They
than the
suck.
Chargers,
Yeah.
they haven't been top of the line team. And even the Chargers, I think the
They're 1
Chargers
and
are
2
going
right
to
now.
barely make there. Yeah, I think the Chargers are going to barely make playoffs, even if they do make playoffs.
Yeah.
So at this point, I don't think that they've beaten or shown.
No, they haven't proven
Enough.
jack shit yet.
Yeah,
And finally,
I feel like it's the first 5 weeks are like you can go 5-0 and then still end up finishing 5-11.
yeah. Well,
So I feel like it's still too early.
I'm not sold on the Tigers.
No,
And
you said
finally,
Tigers.
I did
Lions.
say they both suck anyway. Fuck, they're the same team. Both in Detroit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Both just garbage. Both have bad fans. Yeah, the same team. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then finally, Antonio Brown will never play in the NFL again.
I feel like it's not overreaction. It's not really underreaction. I feel
I'm gonna
like
say
it's kind of just right.
underreaction.
You feel like it's underreaction?
No, I'm saying that is an overreaction. There is I guarantee. I will eat my words if this doesn't happen, but I will guarantee that if this court case that's going with Antonio, with him, all the sexual allegations, if he comes back innocent and clean off of that, there is going to be a team desperate enough that will try to sign Antonio.
Yeah, I feel like it's more. He said it, but I feel like he might not play again this season.
He's also said a lot.
Yeah,
What-
he said it multiple times.
He
I
said
feel like
a
he's trying to get a point across.
I don't.
So I feel like
You
it
could
says
tell-
never
we
play in
could
the
have a
NFL
whole
again. So I say
2-hour-long
overreaction.
episode on him and not be able to cover all the dumb shit he says and does. It's
Yeah,
constant.
so
It's
I feel like, yeah, definitely. I feel like calling it, since it says never, I'll say it's overreaction. If it just said he won't play in the NFL again for a while or something like that, or for at least the rest of the season, I would say yeah. But
yep.
never, and he's still pretty young, so I would say no. That's
Exactly.
overreaction.
So maybe going on from some guy that might have screwed a couple people in fantasy for being cut. Let's go in a little bit of fantasy football talk, Jalen. How's your season going so far?
My seasons, I've lost. Well, I have two teams. I'm 2-1 in one league, and I'm 1-2 in another. It's really just been inconsistency with a lot of just starting players. There's a lot of players who just they have a really great week, and the next week they'll have a mediocre week.
Yep.
And it's a lot of people I've been going against have just been crazy scoring. They're
Right
just
there with you.
that week. Yeah, that's the week they decide to just go all. And one of my leagues on the NFL.com app, I ended up losing a game by 0.3 points. My first week 1, I lost by 0.3 points.
fuck.
It was 99.4 to 99.7. That's how my weekend.
That's what, 3 yards you lost by?
Yeah. If somebody would have just fell forward, I would have
That's
ended up winning that.
awful.
And that happened when that week I had the Browns starting defense playing that week,
Ooh.
and the Browns scored 0 points that week.
I'm surprised they didn't get negative points for you. They did in my
Yeah.
leagues. But yeah, it's good that you're at least a little positive. I remember that I hate fantasy football. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Between the injuries, so I'm in 3 leagues. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 2 and 1. At least I'm not 0 and 3 in any of them, I guess.
Yeah.
But injuries. I had Drew Brees in 2 leagues.
I remember one.
Oh,
Actually, the week he got injured, I benched him for.
oh, that's so lucky, dude. That's so
Yeah,
lucky.
I had traded for Kyler Murray that week, and I was like, I'm gonna start him just because I think he's gonna have a good game. And he ended up having Kyler Murray ended up having a pretty good game,
Wow.
and Drew Brees got hurt in the first.
What I'm sick of is my team is solid. At least I have a main league and I have 2 other side leagues really, and my team in my main league should be good on paper. I had one of the best drafts, but as it goes, I had Drew Brees, Saquon, Devonta Freeman, Juju, Sammy Watkins, Travis Kelce, and I replace the defense normally every week. And it's that sounds like a solid team, right? And then I got like Alshon Jeffrey and
sounds like
Jarvis Landry on the bench, a little bit Eric Ebron and Jones Jr. just in case. But every week they just manage to underperform. If it isn't one guy, it's the other. And then Drew Brees out.
Eric Ebron's been pretty bad this
And-
year for fantasy.
And my curse lives on. So let me give you guys a little backstory for those that don't know. And so I've had in this main league, I've had the number 2 overall pick 3 years in a row now. Every year I've picked a running back, and every year something bad has happened to them in terms of
Injury,
injuries.
not
Or
playing.
just something else. So 3 years ago, first year the curse started. Number 2 overall pick, looking good. I take David Johnson Jr. out of Arizona. Supposed to get supposed to be
No,
pretty
just
damn good
David
for
Johnson.
fantasy.
Johnson Jr. is Duke Johnson.
Sorry, my bad. Just David Johnson. Thank you, Jalen. Resident Carlos, man. Was it first quarter he breaks his wrist? Out for season.
First quarter of the first game, breaks
Doesn't
his wrist.
do shit for me. Let's go year 2. I'd pick Le'Veon Bell. Oh, he might miss a game, or we drafted early. It was like a month before the season. So I thought he was going to play. Nope, nothing.
Yeah, he's gonna miss like a
Screwed
game or
again. And then let's go into this year. Oh, I want Christian McCaffrey, but he was taken first overall in my league. So I'll take Saquon. And now over the weekend he sprains his ankle, is out 4 to 8 weeks, and I'm fucked.
Yeah.
I can't stand this, dude. Do I just have to start not drafting anyone good in the first round?
Draft a quarterback with your second pick, not your first pick.
I guess. Yeah, the fantasy's not working out right now. Hopefully, I pick it up later. My main league,
hopefully.
I got nothing going on in the other 2 leagues, really, in terms of wages. But my main league, my goal is just to not be the worst. So,
Yeah.
I think I'm getting there.
Don't be the Dolphin.
Oh man. Maybe let's transition from a little football into some UFC news. Of course, we had Fight
All right.
Night Mexico. In Mexico City, what is Rodriguez versus Stevenson is the main event.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
Jalen,
if you want to call it
give
that.
me, give me your right. Give me your perspective on what ended up being a total shit show.
Yeah, so about 10 to 15 seconds into the first round, Yair pokes Stevenson in the eye, and they give Stevens the full 5 minutes to try to recover, and he could not open his eye, and the ref was forced to end it. And fans started throwing trash into the ring, beers, all that stuff. We had announcers hiding under tables, people
was bad.
fighting in the audience. It was bad. They had to have a full security team escort Stevens out the ring because they were throwing so much
They
shit,
want him dead.
and he couldn't see.
Yeah.
And then Yair goes to pretty much make it worse by saying he thinks that pretty much not outright, but he pretty much said he thinks Stevens was faking and that he could have continued, which makes the fans even more pissed.
Exactly. Of course,
And they
they're going
just
to believe
continue to throw
Rodriguez
shit.
because Rodriguez is a hometown hero there in Mexico City.
Exactly. And so now you have a whole bunch of Spanish origin fighters online and stuff going at Stevens saying they think he's faking.
No fighter
And
is
it's
going to
like-
fake an injury after 15 seconds. I could see if
It's
Rodriguez
like, yeah.
was beating him, and it was notable, and then Stevenson went out with the eye and said he couldn't continue to get the no contest, then I
Yeah.
could see that.
But
no.
I feel like it's not deep enough in the fight for it to be like, oh, I was faking an injury because now I know what he's going to do.
Stevenson had the
was only
gauze pad
15
over his
seconds.
eye, too.
Yeah, like he had to go to the hospital immediately. They sent him to an emergency what is it,
emergency
orthodontist,
room.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, whatever the fuck.
yeah, and he had to get checked out there, and then immediately after
Man, they're in
calls
Mexico,
for
so
a
you gotta
rematch.
put doctors in quotation marks, I guess.
Yeah, but since they're in Mexico, Stephens wanted the immediate rematch like as soon as possible. But since Mexico actually has, I think it's like not a fighters union, but something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what the actual name of it is called.
Yeah.
He's actually going to have to almost probably serve like a year suspension, medical suspension, for the fight being stopped due to injury. And so since certain places have rules like that, to where they have to serve suspension
So
for
they're not going to do that.
fights ending like that.
Not going to have that in Mexico, I guess.
Most likely not. I hope
The
not.
rumor is that in a few months, I think there's going to be a fight night in Boston, and I think they're trying to. Because the co-main for that card just fell out, so I think they're the Warriors are trying to replace that co-main hole with Rodriguez and Stevenson rematch.
Yeah, but it's all going on if the Mexico's going to allow Stevens to fight again without another year suspension.
That'd be so shitty
But
if that.
As of right now,
happens.
it's looking like he's going to get a lengthy suspension.
That's fucked.
But it's just like when Ronda Rousey got knocked out by Holly Holmes, they made her serve a year suspension because of how she got knocked out.
Oh, that
So
one was
Stevens,
brutal.
since Stevens got poked and he said he couldn't open his eye and he had to go to emergency services, they're going to make him serve at least some type of suspension, whether that's short or long. Right now, it looks like it's going to be a long one, based off the fact that a fight had to end
Yeah.
due off an
That'd
injury.
be a shame to see. Moving on from that, we got Dana White coming out and saying that the next heavyweight fight, the heavyweight title fight, will be Daniel Cormier versus Stipe Miocic 3. And
Yeah.
DC says that he's willing to make that fight at UFC 245, which is somewhat soon. And then,
Yeah, pretty damn soon.
yeah. And this is probably more than likely going to be DC's retirement match if this does happen.
Yeah, he announced that he'll fight one more time. This
Win
is the
or
only
loss.
fight that means something to him.
Yeah.
He's a win or loss. This is going to be his last fight. Said the only fight that means something left to him, which I think was a shot at John Jones, which
Oh, yeah.
to me makes it seem like that's not the only fight that means something to him.
I don't blame DC
You
for not wanting
fought-
to fight John Jones last, so
No, you don't want to fight
definitely has a
John Jones.
better
for your
chance
retirement
against
fight.
Stipe.
Yeah, so I'd go after Stipe too.
Mhm.
And also, it's smarter for him because it's a fight that he won't have to make a weight cut for. You would hate for
Exactly.
your last fight to have to be a big weight cut,
Exactly.
and then you end up losing because of a weight cut issue or something
also,
like that.
I'm-
So,
It's a
yeah.
trilogy. The best things happen
Yeah.
in threes. It's going to be a great fight no matter what happens, honestly.
yeah, exactly. But I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Jones again,
No, of course not.
just for the hell of it.
Yep. I think some of the biggest news is that in the flyweight division, we have number 2 Brian Ortega versus number 6 Korean Zombie, made official for
Yes.
fight night in South Korea on December 21st of this year.
Yeah,
That's
it's
gonna
Fight Night
be-
Busan.
That's going to be amazing. I cannot wait.
It's the Korean Zombie. That's a fucking fighter right there.
And so is Brian Ortega. These are two guys that are just brutal and just kill.
Yeah.
So I
Brian
honestly
Ortega goes zombie hunting.
would
This
not
is
be
awesome.
surprised if only one walks out of the octagon on the 21st
Yeah,
for
these
Christmas
are two
come early.
killers. Because even the Korean Zombie, even though he lost his last fight to Yair Rodriguez, he was winning that fight.
It was
And
a
for
last
you
second
to have
elbow.
the ball, yeah, it was like for you to have the balls, knowing you're winning a fight, to tell a dude just let's go, let's keep swinging, and you know this is like all you have to do is sit there and you win. Even though he ended up getting knocked out by a crazy upward elbow,
Crazy.
there was like no one out. There's very few people in the UFC that have the balls to be like,
Exactly.
let's
This
go.
fight it's almost guaranteed to be it's definitely going to be a fight of the year candidate without a doubt.
Definitely.
I just really cannot wait to actually see them step into the octagon and try to kill each other, because that's going to be one of
Especially
the greatest fights.
if
I'll ever
Korean
watch.
Zombie freaking wins, if Korean Zombie wins that,
In
I
South
feel like he's
Korea.
next in line for
He might-
First of all,
he might
South
be
Korea's
next in
gonna go
line for the
fucking
title.
crazy. I feel like he's
Imagine
next in line.
This is, of course, is going to be Brian Ortega's first fight in the year since losing to Max Holloway. Imagine the Korean Zombie versus Max Holloway. That'd be
Actually, what I would like to see is if Korean Zombie wins this and Conor comes back to featherweight.
the Korean
I'd
Zombie
like to see
versus
Korean
Conor
Zombie
McGregor.
versus Conor McGregor.
Oh
That would be
shit!
awesome.
A little bit of fancy booking
And winner
right
fights
now.
Holloway.
Oh yeah,
That would be awesome.
that'd be fucking ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
It is a good time to be a UFC fan right now.
Man, it is a
Definitely a good
great
time.
time to be a UFC fan. Oh, and there's Masvidal versus Nate Diaz
Of
fight
course,
getting
for
closer
the
and
baddest
closer.
motherfucker belt. I love. Thank you, Dana. Some people say it's cheesy. I think it's great by the UFC for actually making a real belt, BMF belt.
I can't wait till they show what it looks like.
I think that's going to be displayed like 2 weeks or a week before the fight. It's coming up.
Definitely.
And of course, on October 5th, we have Whitaker versus Israel Adesanya in a title belt unification fight.
That's the fight of the year candidate right there.
Yes.
And let's not
Stylebender,
forget
baby.
that earlier this year, Stylebender did have a fight of the year candidate already against Kevin Gastelum. That I think is still my number one for fight of the year. Kevin Gastelum versus Israel Adesanya, 5 rounds just
Even
bomb.
before that, yeah, Anderson Silva versus Israel Adesanya.
Great fight. He's been doing great fights.
So
And I feel
good.
like that's a great fight that I'm highly looking forward
Yeah,
to.
Whitaker
Ah.
being, the Australian Whitaker being in Australia.
In
I think they're in
Australia.
Melbourne for that one.
Yeah, they're in Melbourne.
Marvel Stadium.
Yeah,
Them Aussies go crazy too. I love those fights in Australia.
yeah. And Bellator has an event going on this Friday and Saturday. They have a couple big events going on.
They got a tournament
that should
going
be
on,
exciting.
right?
They do have a tournament, and also MVP makes his return after his first a pro loss. He just had his first pro loss against who was that? Douglas Lima,
Okay,
and he goes against the Irishman,
that's gonna be pretty damn interesting.
Kelly. And yeah, they fucking hate each other. So that'll definitely
Those fights
be
are
up
always
to
the best when they actually want to kill each other. Love it.
Yeah, when people actually hate each other, those are great ones. That's why people love watching Conor McGregor fight, because he makes people fucking hate him.
Exactly. Maybe. So going.
Oh, and yeah, and Dana also said that he's highly open to getting Conor on that December card in Vegas.
Yep.
So
That.
hoping for that.
Imagine.
The December fight
If
in
all this
Vegas.
stuff pans out, there'll be so much good fighting to the end of the year.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely looking to this end of year at UFC.
It's gonna be. It's everything is stacked from this point on. It's amazing.
Definitely.
It really is. Maybe moving from a sport where people try to beat the shit out of each other to a sport where people try to beat the shit out of a ball with a wooden stick. Suck a little baseball. Of course, we're moving
Let's talk
into
baseball.
the last week of the MLB regular season, which is some of the most exciting time in sports. Right now, it's just neck and neck. Except so, in the wild card division, winners almost all fully set. Houston won the West. Yankees won the East. Minnesota is really close right now to kind of blowing that one with Cleveland, but they should be able to hold on to it. And then the NL, you have, of course, the Dodgers who won this way back. You have Atlanta that recently clinched the division, and you have St. Louis that clinched a playoff spot, but not the division yet because you have Milwaukee right behind them. So
It's going to be a couple close
divisions are
races
set.
for
I just want to look at
divisions.
the wild card though, because this is some of the best you'll see right here. Right now, in the AL, or let's start with the NL. We have Washington in the 1 spot, Milwaukee in the 2 spot, and Washington only has a 1 game lead over that. The Cubs 4 games back of the 2, Mets 5 games back of the 2. You could almost count them out right now. But shit, imagine, it'd be the biggest Mets thing if you see them actually make the playoffs somehow.
Yeah, that's some crazy Mets shit.
The craziest Mets shit. They just have to win 1 more game and they'll make the wild card, and then they blow that one in extras, just for the
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But I'm surprised that Milwaukee's still pushing like this even without Christian Yelich. I still
Yeah,
think
they're still making a push for it.
I think in the NL it's kind of set. I think it is going to be Washington and Milwaukee, but right now they're just fine for home field advantage. I would not be surprised if Milwaukee actually overtakes Washington. And
Yeah, I wouldn't be
Milwaukee.
surprised.
But in the AL, this is one I'm a lot more interested in. You have the A's in the 1 spot, Tampa Bay in the 2 spot, game and a half behind the A's. Then after that, you have Cleveland, that's only half a game out. The next team is Boston, that's 11.5. They're out. So it's just these 3 teams all jockeying for position right now.
It's gonna be a great.
I really think it's going to be Oakland at home against Cleveland.
Hoping for it.
That'd be one hell of a fucking game right there. Man, it's Oakland just shocking everyone again, huh?
Yeah,
Not really
definitely.
supposed to be there, but I guess Moneyball's still paying off. Helps when you have solid rotation. You have one of the best closers in the AL right now.
And you
they
can
have
hit for 21 points in a game. That also helps out a little bit.
against the Astros nonetheless too. That's pretty damn impressive. They got
Yeah,
offense
definitely.
that can jump out at anyone at any time. And then you have Cleveland, who's and Tampa Bay, just solid teams. I think Cleveland's a little more well built than Tampa. Tampa is almost in A's territory of how it's almost like a misfit group, just playing really well together.
Definitely.
And this week is going to be nuts. If
It's
that's
gonna be a
what
nuts
to
week for
describe it, it's
baseball.
just going to be crazy.
Yeah.
And as an A's fan, I'm nervous as hell, but I'm also really excited to see what this team can do.
And as a Giants fan, I'm ready for this offseason.
You guys have been ready for the offseason like 2 months ago.
Hey, it doesn't matter. We got Bochy to 2,000 career wins. I feel like,
That's
well,
fine.
2,000 career wins with
I
the
got
Giants. So
nothing against Bruce. He's a good manager. Not as good as Melvin, but he's pretty good. I'll give him that.
Hall of Fame manager.
We'll see. Oh, probably. He has 2,000 wins, so he might.
Yeah, and now into hockey. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
So we had that preseason game.
It's just
Sharks
preseason.
versus Knights.
Yeah, it's just preseason. What you want to
It
talk
doesn't
about?
matter when it's preseason.
No.
But I love Sharks versus Knights games.
Well,
It doesn't matter what
preseason.
when
that,
it is.
that game doesn't matter because the opening night of the season for the Sharks and for the Vegas Golden Knights is going to take place in the SAP Center in San Jose, and that game is going to be absolutely electric. Probably
I
going
might
to
have to
see a
show up
big
to
ass
that one.
fight between Kane and Reeves because I think they actually hate
Definitely.
each other and legitimately want each other dead.
I do also.
But
And as a Vegas fan, I cannot wait.
as a Sharks fan, you can fuck yourself, Jalen.
A lot of the teams me and Ross like are against each other in some way or form.
That's what makes it.
That's what makes it extremely fun.
That's what makes me hate you even more than usual. Fuck you, Jalen.
Exactly.
Fuck
Same.
you, Boston.
Fuck you,
Fuck
Ross.
you, Jalen. Fuck the Knights. And go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
All right, guys. With that, we're gonna bring this
And
podcast.
also an announcement for
what's
fans
the
who are a
announcement?
fan of our Twitter page.
Oh,
I will be making my return to tweeting in about a couple more days. So it's all right, guys. I'll be back. Ross has been in charge for like the last 2 weeks. I will be making my return in a couple more days. Just
poor
hold out a
baby's
couple
been
more
too
days.
tired to tweet.
Yeah, I've been off.
Oh,
Started
my God.
radiation. I haven't been able to tweet, but
The radiation
I'm gonna be
should
back.
mutate you to make you a better tweeter.
I'm gonna be back. Twitter's gonna be lit. You know what I'm saying? Tell all your friends about it. Let's get this page blowing up.
Of course.
Because the more followers and stuff we have, the more content we can make. We can start
Exactly.
expanding this page, and the more fans and stuff we get, the better we can make this page and the podcast for you guys.
Exactly. And of course, that Twitter page, you can follow us at Fourth Long Radio. Capital FOURTH, capital LONG, capital RADIO. Of course, I think with that, I really want to thank you guys for tuning in this week. Thank you, Jalen, once again joining me. Thank you, Ray, for kind of ditching at the last second. Okay.
Last second,
Oh man,
right before we record.
it's okay. We still love you a little bit.
Still love you,
even
Ray.
though Ray's not here. Fuck the Yankees, piece of shit.
Definitely.
And yeah, of course, I really want to thank you guys for listening. Feel free to leave feedback or comments or anything you want us to discuss. You got hot takes, send them on in. It's all good. We'll talk
And we
about
respond to anything sent to us on social
it.
media.
Literally, we respond to anything and everything because we just don't really give a fuck.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening this week. This will be out soon. We're still getting the timing down of when the podcast is going to be released weekly. But that should be settled soon. Okay. Appreciate you guys for sticking with us, and have a great day. All right.
Yeah. Sounds great.
All right.
All right.